Jazzcast Pros.
Managing people can really be a challenge if you don't know how to manage people. And a lot of entrepreneurs simply don't know how to manage people, and they end up getting frustrated. They're hiring and firing all the time. They don't feel like the person is doing what they're saying, but they're also not explaining it. And sometimes the expectations are off. And there's no outline of a job detail. There's no job manual. There's no employee manual. There's nothing. So a lot of times you'll see where people struggle with managing people. And I've seen doctors do it. I've seen lawyers do it. I've seen people that you would think would know, they don't know. So there's a sense of lacking almost. There's a lacking and a slacking. And if you are not aware of this, you will be one of those people as well. So I want to really go over this and kind of strengthen those areas in your life that you may not realize that you may not be a good manager of people, but you can get better by learning.
Welcome back to the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast with daily on-the-go episodes packed with testimonies and business tips to help you create financial freedom through entrepreneurship. Hosted by the owner of Fracassi Lashes and the Blow Dry Lounge, the Beauty Boss Millionaire herself, Felicia Fracassi.
Welcome back to Beauty Boss Millionaire. It's Felicia Fracassi. I really want to focus on how to handle employees, how to handle a team, because a lot of times the emotions are involved with people. People are not as simple as they seem. You'll have some people that's an easy transaction, in and out, boom, boom. Those are great. But I'm talking about the people that you have to manage their emotions. You have to manage them. Then there's their emotions. Then there's egos. There's a whole lot of stuff. Then there's insecurities you're managing. And then you've got hormone influxes that you're managing. You've got a lot to manage as a business owner. And a lot of times you want it to just be black and white. But to be completely honest, it's not black and white. It's not a yes or no thing. It's not work and that's it. You have to allow them to have time off. You have to allow them to have at least 2 days of resting a week, to be able to rest, minimum of 2 days. I know a lot of people from different cultures, they're workaholics. They'll work 7 days a week, 6 days a week. But honestly, you need at least 2 days off to rest and recuperate, to take care of stuff around the house, things like that. So I always make my employees have 2 days off in a row, or maybe if they don't want to do 2 days off in a row, at least a different day, maybe a Sunday and like a Wednesday or something like that, where they're resting to just alleviate themselves of the stresses that come from the day-to-day mundane stuff. So the first thing I want to talk about is people's emotions. Unfortunately, you're going to have some people that are emotional. Then you'll have some people that are not emotional. They're actually really quiet. And those are the ones that just explode out of nowhere. So you got to watch the quiet ones too. I always say that in life, watch the quiet ones. The quiet ones are the ones that just will explode because they're internalizing so much and they're not saying how they really feel until it's gotten to the point where it's built up and they just blurt it out. And it looks like they're almost attacking everyone or attacking you. But it's not that they're doing that. They're just letting it all out at once versus the person that talks about it and has the emotional issues and says, well, I feel this way, or I feel that way, and I want this to be done. Those people aren't exactly bad. Those are just the people that want to get it off their chest so it doesn't pile up. So don't look at them like they're always, complaining, because they're just outspoken. They're more vocal. The internal person goes around and says to themselves, oh, it should be done this way. That's stupid. Oh, wow, that was a stupid idea. Oh, why are we even doing that? But there's no actual voicing of the opinion. It's all an internal conversation. And when that happens, you have to be in a position where you allow the time and the space of the person that is internal, the person that is introverted. You have to allow that person to be able to speak on how they feel. And that leads me to my next subject about having monthly meetings. It could be a weekly meeting, it could be a monthly meeting, or every 2-week meeting, but there needs to be meetings from you and the staff constantly. If you notice, everybody that's in corporate America knows this and agrees with me. You're going to probably have a meeting at least once a month with whatever business that you're working with, because you want to see where people's heads at. You want to see, you want to be able to go over the numbers. You want to keep everyone focused. If there's no meeting, there's no focus. I'll say it again. If there's no meeting that you're having with your team, there's no focus, that the employees will not have a focus. Your team will not be focused. If there's no meeting with your team, they will not have focus. They will lose focus. They will lose motivation. They will lose willpower. It's almost like they can't see the vision anymore. And then they start creating their own vision. And their vision is typically, get me the heck up out of here. So it's really important that you have the monthly meetings with your staff, that you kind of go over procedures to make sure they're being reminded of them. It might be stuff they already know, But in that moment of you having that meeting, even if you feel like you've said it before, talk about new things, talk about sales objectives, talk about goals, talk about, different things that, maybe contests, make it fun. In that moment of you having that meeting, you're going to find out a whole lot about your team. You're going to find out the people that have really been trying. You're going to find out where your team's weaknesses are at. You'll even find out about your team and how, what motivates them, what they're frustrated about, because a lot of times people could be frustrated about something so small, and if it's not addressed, it just turns into a big mess. So I would advise, even if it's just, some people may be saying, it's just me and a few other people, we really don't need to have a meeting. I disagree with you wholeheartedly. I don't care if there's just one of you or two of you. If there's just two people, there needs to be a meeting. And if it's just you in the beginning, you need to have a monthly meeting with the person that is your mentor, someone that knows a lot about the business, or maybe someone that you can pay to have a meeting with you about how you can strategize differently. We're talking levels to this. I'm not just a person that thinks one way. I think in all areas. How can you cover yourself? How can you build your brand? How can you strengthen your company? How can you build up? How do you market? How do you get your sales up? How do you take it to the next level? How do you grow it up so high that it's a professional business? A lot of times people can't figure out how to get it off from the mom and pop shop. How do you take it to the next level? How do you take it and make it into a chain? How do you take it to the next level? Well, it requires you having a operating manual, systems and procedures in place that people can follow in case something happens. There should be an outline detail about things, even down to the days off. How many days can they take off so their team is not getting burnt out? It's just you have to detail everything, because you want to make sure that you're covering your company and preparing in case something happens. Everything down to if something happens, someone gets hurt in the store, we need to fill out a form so that people are okay. And even if we just document the form, we need to have that on file. If it's online, you have to be able to manage those relationships well with those people that are working with you online. That could be a meeting with a phone call virtually. That could be something where you're saying, hey, let's talk about how we're dealing with customers' questions and answer, customer service. How can we figure out how to get to the customer faster if they're having issues before they return the product, before they're upset? How can we follow up with them? Things like that, you should be speaking with your team if it's virtual on how you can assist them virtually, because your team virtually are just as important. Another thing I want to break down is meetings. If you are a really big company, you want to make sure that you're having meetings with your managers first, and then meetings with the floor, the people that are on the floor. It all goes in order of higher up. That's just how it works in any business. No, it doesn't mean anyone's better than the other. Do not take it that way, and make sure the team doesn't take it that way, because a lot of times people's feelings get hurt. Oh, well, she only had a meeting with the people that are important. No, everyone's important in this operation. It takes all aspects to help, just like the hand. The hands are important, but it's not more important than the eye. The eye is important too. Without your eye, you can't see the hand. Without the hand, you can't move stuff around. And you definitely need the feet, because the feet are important, because that's what keeps you going. So all parts of the body are important to your business. All parts of the body in your business are vital for you to be able to operate. And you need to be having meetings with all parts of them, all departments, all parts, because everyone has to be aligned on the same vision, or else again, the vision won't work. So I hope all of this has helped. I really just wanted to be quick because I want to emphasize that. So I challenge you with a little bit of homework this time. When's the last time you had a meeting with your staff? When's the last time you had a meeting with your company? Are you able to pre-schedule the appointments so everyone knows when they are, and maybe even create a calendar of upcoming staff appointments? I hope all of this has been helpful, and thanks for tuning in to Beauty Boss Millionaire.
That's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast. And don't forget to follow the Beauty Boss Millionaire, Felicia Fracassi, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Beauty Boss Millionaire.
Also, if these are really helpful, please review, rate, and share, or just send the link to someone who may need this. See you tomorrow.